Making a mess then I stop myself for a while.
I see something, it's coming up on the horizon. Oh, let me clear my head and get rid of the distractions. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds. Out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught my eye. Hey, nah, please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, nah, delve into emotion. Leave us in this moment. Let your mind be free. Stop holding back, 'cause you can fight it. Oh, I don't know your name, but something in me has ignited. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds. Out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught my eye. Hey, nah, please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, nah, delve into emotion. Leave us in this moment.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. How are you today? Great of you to be here with your smiling faces. By the way, my name is Petra, and welcome to Taekwondo. We have a very nice episode for you today. I am a little bit loud, I see. So there you go. Hey, good to see you here. And of course, like always, I will go immediately to the first part, and that is, of course, the welcome and the check-in. I already started with the welcome, but please write down what your real name is and where you're from so that I can say hi to you. And if you are here for the first time, please also write new in the comments so that I can take more, I can see you and I can talk to you a little bit more. So please show yourself and tell me a little bit more about you. Then next to that, we're going to move to the main topic of today, and that is with regard to graphics and how you can use that for bringing it into your ATEM switcher. It doesn't matter which ATEM. It can be the new ATEM Mini range, but it can also be an older version of that. I will explain to you why that is so important to me, because maybe it's not important to you. However, you never know. And I will also talk about what the high-level setup will be, and I will walk you through what I've done to make it work. And next to that, I will also talk about what's next, because this is a first step towards something new. Not so much new for this show, because in all fairness, I'm using vMix for this show, and I will most likely not change that at all. However, I still also use an ATEM as part of my setup, as you can see right here. We will be talking about that setup very, very shortly. And I will start to say hi to some people, because it's quite a lot of people are here. I see that Roland is also here. He is saying hi to MT, but he is nevertheless here. MT, of course, standard person, but also very important because he is one of the moderators. Really nice of you to be here. I know that you're from Hanover, but still great. My dad, who's living in the same city as I am, so he's also here, and I really appreciate him for taking the time in his an evening to look at me. Rudy, all the way from Belgium. I would say Brussels for some reason, but that's absolutely not the case. I know that. Welcome, Rudy. Really appreciate you for being there. And it is rainy in Belgium. It's also raining here in the Netherlands. So, yeah, I think that autumn has finally started. And that also means that we, well, have to wait a little bit. I see also on TV channel is also in the house, or John, I think his name is. You're talking about a new piece of software that you're interested in, or you have me interested in. I will definitely figure that out. I do not know that piece of software yet, so I cannot say anything about it. And I also don't want to, give some high remarks to a piece of software that I don't know yet. So I have to wait for that. It is indeed a Vividcast, like I said here. I will be checking that out later. Then I see DJ Ware is in the house. He's all the way from Dallas, Texas. Really appreciate you for being here. And let me see who's also here. Going to another. I see Elon is here. Welcome, Elon. Great of you to be here. Rudy has a good point to check out Central Control. I will do that at the later stage. I know about it already a little bit, however, not all of it yet. So that is that. And also, Vil is in the house. Hello, everyone from the capital of space, Finland. I don't know what that's all about. Is that the capital of space? Why is that the capital of space? Sorry. I see also Marjolein Hoekstra, who's also here. She's from the Netherlands, like me. My first time joining the live show after watching many previous episodes. Nice. Thank you so much, Marjolein. Really appreciate you for being here. Also from the Netherlands, like myself. Want to engage all the way from Singapore. Great of you to be here. Let me see. I see Graham from Edinburgh. Let me see if I have more. Indeed, thank you for reminding me, MT. Marjolein, welcome to the producer family. Yes, indeed. Like I always say, in my eyes, you are a producer. If you have one camera or multiple cameras, it doesn't matter. As long as you create a show, in my opinion, you're a producer, and you're absolutely great at that. Of course, I'm sure of that. Welcome from Mexico. Thank you for being here. Not sure what that means, so Elon, sorry, I cannot. I don't know what it is. And a short self intro. New indeed. I'm specialized in Microsoft EDU and highly enjoy organization teams, virtual events using external encoders. Thank you, Marjolein, for mentioning that to you. So I'm really interested to know how I can help you with that. I am also very interested in it, especially because at work we are using it. I work in a high-tech company in the area of Veldhoven. You might know then what that company is. All right. Yes, so thank you so much for being here again. It's always a pleasure to see new people as well. So thanks a lot. All right, well, let's go into the main dish, and that is moving vMix upstream. So let me be very clear on that, because it is not that I'm saying that vMix is not the way forward at all, but I just wanted to let you understand where I'm coming from. Again, I am using vMix. I love vMix. I really highly recommend vMix. However, for some cases, I do not recommend vMix, and one of these is very special to me, and that is if I do on location work. That can be Microsoft Teams, it can be all kinds of different things, but I will explain that to you with this graph right here. So this is the way that I typically do it, or did it in the past, is that, of course, I do want to have overlays like I do right now. In order to make that happen, I do need to have some kind of generator that does that for me. Now, because of that, I typically want to go to something that I already know, which is vMix. So if you look at the pros, yeah, it is really simple to set up. You can just use a laptop with a USB in, and that USB in can then capture the ATEM Mini output, and from there you can stream, you can add overlays, you can even play out pre-recorded content, like for example my leader that you just saw. But it also comes with some cons, and those cons might not be very relevant for you, but they are relevant for me. And that is that if I want to also show the video that I'm producing on local screens, then basically I have a problem. And the problem is that there's a lot of delay between what I'm showing on a camera and what vMix is actually pushing out to the external renderer or a external monitor. Now, it's not it's not like seconds or something, but it's at least too much so that it doesn't get noticed. And because of that, well, the way that I look at it is that if I would do this, then I am already here, and then my hand is on vMix roughly there. And that for some reason, that part is too much, in my opinion. Now, that's basically my only opinion, but I also have already experienced some people saying about it, like, yeah, we like it, however, there's too much delay, and because of that delay, I'd rather have a switcher performing that activity, and that's where the ATEM comes into play. And that's the reason why typically what I did until now was that I used the ATEM, I split the output, I just split it to the local screen so that everybody could see what I was switching. However, they could not see the overlays, nor could they see what I was playing out. Yes, there are possibilities of making sure that that happens. I mean, I've got the HyperDeck, so I can use that for playing out system. However, I do want to have the flexibility for overlays to be as dynamic as it's on vMix, because on vMix I can just change very easily the text that I present below, which is not feasible, not possible if I have the ATEM, because then I have to go to Photoshop, change it, then download it, and that's a lot of work. I just don't want to do that. So that is for me the reason why I needed to do something else. So what I did was this particular demo, I'm just flipping over vMix and ATEM. The pros, of course, is the delay that I just mentioned before, but also that the playout and the overlays, etc., are also recorded as part of the ISO recording on my ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. Now, I am in this particular demo, I'm actually using the ATEM Mini Pro, who doesn't have that ISO recording capability. However, it is, a feasibility there. It does come at some quirks, of course. For example, the streaming is not possible to multiple locations. Like, for example, you have on vMix. I'm actually streaming now to YouTube and to Facebook at the same time, and that is something that is not feasible. Also, what is an additional unfortunate side effect is that I do need additional hardware to make it work, and that comes with some issues as well, obviously. Okay, before I go into more, I will verify what you guys say, because I want to make sure that we're all aligned and know why I'm saying it the way that I said. Let me see. Okay, so I do see MT is also talking to Marjolein. Great of you guys to talk to each other. I also highly encourage you to talk to each other, guys. Really appreciate that. That's my home. Oh yeah, that was a question of to Veal. That is my hometown. Invented brand being a capital of space. Gotcha. Jim is also all the way from Calgary, Alberta. Welcome, welcome. Really appreciate you for being here. Jim says not new, being low key for these days. I do know I have seen you before, so I'm not. But yeah, indeed, you're way too quiet. Digital Creation 2012, great show. He or she says, really appreciate you for being here. Thanks, guys. Okay, so that was a bit of the reasoning behind what we're doing today. So basically, the most important reason is the delay. And to show that, I can actually show it a little bit. If I go that route. Okay, so look at that screen right there. Do you see that delay? That's what I mean. That's a little bit too much, right? So that is what I mean by delay right there. Just a quick understanding. Okay. All right, so that is, again, the reasoning behind it. Okay, so let's talk about overlays. Now, there are multiple ways of getting overlays into the ATEM, and you can use vMix quite easily, right? So let me make sure that I can connect to that system right there. I am using TeamViewer for that, and that does mean that I need to fetch a password. Which I have to fill in quickly. So, nice, huh? So it just stopped working like 1 minute before the show starts, or started. But it will work at the moment. All right. So let's show you what it looks like on the vMix system that I have in the back of me. So I will go to this setup right here, and so of course you can always perform overlays by not now, and if you look at, for example, what you can do, for example, is that I can create, of course, a green screen like so, and then use an overlay. For example, here, by the way, before I forget, everything that I'm showing you today is already available on the cheapest version of a vMix, which is 60 euros. So that is something that you need to understand. So I am not even though I have a bigger license, I am not going to use anything that is not available on that 60 euros version of vMix. Just an FYI. All right, so let's go back, and here you have a few standard built-in designs that are created by the vMix. And for example, I am purposely now using this blue one right here. So I can use that blue one, and this is, of course, and I can do this. I can just overlay this one on top of this, right? And that will work. However, not fully, because of the gradient. The gradient will make a mess of that green screen at the moment. So green screen really works if it doesn't have a gradient in there. Also, I can easily also state I can go to a black background. That will work as well. So I can just do like this. So on the right hand side, you see the headline, and then a gradient. Oh, by the way, the gradient that you see here is not what I see on the screen. It's a real gradient. However, due to me using a team viewer here, it's some blocks are here. So these blocks are not there on the screen. Just an FYI there. But here you can do that as well, because you can use the Luma key. However, then you go into a problem right here. And we want that not happening. We want to have a very nice gradient that is working like a charm. So that is the effect that we're trying out. So the way that you can do that is if you have a pre-multiply fill and key. And I can actually do that on this PC right here by utilizing the deck link card that I have inside of that system. The deck link is from Blackmagic. It's a PCIe card, and it's internally towards the desktop that I have right there. And it looks like this. So this is the same card that I have in the PC right there. And it looks like this. Let me show you. Now, try to focus, please. There you go. So it has 5 SDI channels. One of them, let me check which one. This one. That one is not working as an SDI. So it has 4 SDI channels that it can use. And the cool part of this card specifically is that every channel can be either a input or an output. And if you want to have the same thing, you should look for Decklink Duo version 2. Very important. So you do need to have version 2 of this card. Not version 1, version 2. All right, so that was that card. Now, if I go back to this screen, then of course you can imagine that this is not going to work out perfectly. However, but with the card, you can make that work. The way that you make that work is by going into the external settings below, then go to external output settings. Oh, and by the way, I need to wait a little bit before I do that, because actually before I can do that, I should check in the firmware of Blackmagic that channel 1 and channel 2 are connected. And I can do that by clicking on the desktop video setup and going to this right here, and then checking if the channel 1, this one right here, if I click on this and then go to connections, and here you see that the connection, that SDI1 and SDI2 are both connected, and not only SDI1. That's very important, because with SDI1 and SDI2, that means that those two are connected, and therefore there is something that is called key and fill. Key and fill is really about, the key is stating to the ATEM where is the information that needs to be projected on the screen, and where isn't there any information that needs to be projected. And the fill is really providing the layout, the colors, etc. I'll show you in a minute what that looks like, because it's really easy to understand once you see it. But before I do that, I want to make sure that people understand what I am. Checking. Smash the like button. Definitely smash the like button. That would be great. Thank you so much if you would do that. Marjolein, if I can make a suggestion, I would nominate MT to be the special guest on one of your future shows. Petra, always appreciate the constructive comments in the live chat. Yes, Marjolein, I think that would be a very good idea. I agree. Let's make that work. And also, my dad is. You guys are talking all kinds of nice languages, but Don't know. I'm just I'm showing it, but I do not know what it is all about. Okay. Ben is also in the house, late to the party, but turning in live. Cool. All right. So anyway, moving back to where we were. Sorry for that intermezzo, but I do want to make sure that you guys know what I'm talking about, and I want to make sure that it's making sense to you. Again, what you see on the right hand side, this is a real gradient. Oh, now I need to change something. I have pressed something wrong. It happens if you are live. So view queue, clear queue, okay, and we're done. Okay, perfect. So, all right, back. Good. Okay. Now let's go ahead and show you something else, and that is that, well, if I would do the following, and that is that once you've changed the SDI 1 and 2 are combined, I can go to external, then go say external output settings, and then I can change on the Decklink Duo channel 1, which is SDI 1. I can change the alpha channel. Alpha channel is the same as transparency to straight. I'm purposely doing straight at the moment to show you something. It's actually wrong, but I will do that nevertheless. So this is wrong, just an FYI. So once you have done that, then I can actually click on external here, and then it should be working. And in order to see if it works, I can actually check here if the on the multi-view if it's working. So this is the same system I'm going to show you. So by clicking this, let's see if I change the output to multi-view. Yes. So if I'm on multi-view, you see on camera 3 and 4, right there, 3 and 4, you see the key coming in. So let's show what it looks like. So if I press camera 3, you'll see a white box that is moving into a gradient. Actually, this is also going to work, I think. Interesting. And if you click on camera 4, you see the headline, but it's all blue, as you can see. So if I now would change the downstream key, which is the downstream key is the very last key before it goes into the production. If I would make sure that this is camera 4 and camera 3, right there, and I would hit on air, then it's not working. Why is it not working? What's going on? Let me check. It is working, but I did a mistake. That happens. So let's put it back on camera 1. Yes. And now I see the problem, and that is the issue with themes, is that it does not nicely update the picture. So what I will do is that I will quickly take the desktop output, like so, and make sure that you have it here. And then there you go. Okay, so here you go. So this is what it looks like right now. So this is literally on the system itself. So if I would change now the output to camera 1, which I will do right now, like so, then you see that the headline is actually a very nice gradient right there. And this is literally coming from the, I'm wrong. Not true. This is coming from vMix. Petra, you. That was stupid. That was not true. I was lying to you guys. Sorry about that. What is going on? Why is it not working? Should be working. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so what I'm looking at is that for some reason my desktop is not working perfectly at the moment, but that is because of the how to say that, team viewer. I know that I'm correct. Found it. Okay, that's it. So now I need to do this, and that would be a way to that's that. Okay, so this is the screen from this is literally from the ATEM, this channel, and if I then would switch it on, that's it. This is the real thing. However, I think that we can improve that. See, this is if you do not use the pre-multiply key. So what I'll do is that I will now go back to my screen on vMix, right there. Let's check that out. So I will now change the external. I will stop this external. Okay. For some reason, it's not updating, guys. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, now it is. Okay. Okay. Let me try to... So to show you what I'm seeing. So as you can see, it's a little bit gibberish at the moment. So that is the reason why I'm a little bit... I've tested it, of course, before, but I'll fix it here. So the only thing that I did was that I changed it to pre-multiply. And I'm switching it on again. And then I'll just keep that screen for what it is. And I will show you what it looks like if I run it as a pre-multiplier. And then you'll see a very nice gradient that goes, oops, a very nice gradient, way nicer than it was before, due to the fact that I was using the pre-multiplier in vMix, but also in the ATEM software, which I have right here. So here you also see the pre-multiplier right here, and that made it look like this. This is really the way that I like it. But you can also use it with animations. So let's just also try something with animations. Now I'm gonna do it right there because of the delay that I have on the screen, and it's simply something that will not work for me. Although, maybe it does work. Let me try it this way. No, it's not working. Let's try it there. So now I've changed a different look and feel to it, and I will go back to my camera, this one right here. And this is what it looks like. So you see, you can also have a very nice animation with vMix as part of the alpha channel. How did I do that? Well, let's go back to this screen right here. Let's remove this one and show what is on camera 2. And that is this part right here. So this is the setup that I'm using for this demonstration. It is the ATEM Mini Pro that has a bird dog that I'm using to bring into the mix, into my production, because my production is fully NDI, but that's the output of the system, and it's not necessary to make this work. Below that, you'll see two converters that convert from SDI to HDMI. And that's of course needed that because the ATEM Mini only allows for HDMI input and not SDI input. However, in order to have key and fill, you do need to have SDI, otherwise it will not work. So that is the reason why I needed to have these two converters in between, like I'm showing you right there. So again, of course, I am using vMix to show it to you. However, do know that it's not strictly needed, because of course on the ATEM Mini Pro, Pro ISO, Extreme, and Extreme ISO, you can also stream directly to Facebook, to YouTube, or whatever you like. However, again, only one location and not on vMix, where you can have, for example, 3 locations. Sorry for that short intermezzo if it comes to the not working nicely with the team viewer. However, I think that it's still a nice setup, and I hope that it's something that was helpful for you. I will now check what the status is and what you guys are saying. Seems that like everything is good. Hey, Graham Skull, what's going on? Great of you to be here. Excellent. This is fun and timely. I just received the Ultra Studio 4K yesterday. Ultra Studio, that's good that you talk about that, Ben Stack Lab, because this is, of course, something that you can also do with the Ultra Studio. This is actually one of the key features of the Ultra Studio, which you can do on the same way. And the nice thing about the Ultra Studio is that it's really a small box. It's quite, well, the 4K is a little bit bigger, of course, come to think of it, but it is a small box, and it's not a full computer. However, you still need to have a computer to generate that key and fill. And this way, it's also possible with vMix, which is again, you can do that already for 60 euros, all the way up to, of course, more than that. And it's really really nice. That being said, and I need to figure out if I have mentioned everything to you. So this is what I mentioned to you. Let me verify with my own. We talked about the high-level setup. So I showed you that I'm using vMix. I did talk about very briefly that I'm using the Declan card, that I'm combining SDI1 and SDI2 to be key and fill. And the reason why that is so important is that key and fill need to be exactly in sync. And that is done in the firmware software. The SDI 3 and 4 are still available for other purposes, which is great. And then indeed we did do a full walkthrough. I showed you that the pre-multiplier also allows for a better gradient than if you do not use that. So I think that, in my opinion, for my use cases, pre-multiplied is always the best. I don't know if that's for sure, but that's my feeling about it. And I also showed you a demo, and I think that the demo was quite nice. And I'm really looking forward to that, because this will allow me to do some stuff. And let's talk about the use cases. Use cases for me are 2 things at the moment, at least. One is, of course, the church. At the moment, the way that we currently, every Sunday morning, we produce the church, and we're streaming it live to Facebook and to the local television station right here. And then, of course, it's broadcasted from the local television station, which is great. It works like a charm. However, there are also TVs in the church that allow people to see what's actually happening at the altar. However, due to the way that we're doing it at the moment, it is not feasible, not possible, to utilize that signal out and using it across the TVs. Now, why is it so important to have a overlay? Well, the reason is twofold. First, at the church, you want to be able to add, for example, information related to agenda items, right? Like the calendar, what's coming week. You also want to maybe put some lower thirds there so that you could sing with the pastor, for example. So that is one of the reasons why it's so important to me. Another reason, and that's a totally different use case, is that I produce. I'm looking at you, Marjolein. I produce multi-camera productions for the company, right? And in some cases, you want to have not only a video with, for example, a logo on a screen, but you actually want to do something with that screen. You want to maybe play videos on it, or you want to show what you're actually streaming, and that kind of stuff. Of course, without delay. Now, and this is also one of the reasons why I have this need to have that without a delay on that. Hope that makes sense. MT says, have that Ultra Studio on my list, maybe for Christmas. I can imagine that, MT, although I do have maybe a different way of looking at it. So I will highly invite you to look at the next week's show or the week after, because I actually have a different idea. And that's related to this card right here. This card right here, again, is the Decklink Duo. And I want to use that Decklink Duo as part of my laptop situation. So I'm actually, I want to, maybe together with you, build a Thunderbolt enclosure and then use that for the use case that I just talked about. It goes a little bit further than what I'm doing right now, because now today I'm talking about vMix, but I actually have another piece of software that I'm really considering for the church and or the company streams. And we will be talking about that at the later stage, because I am far from I don't really know that software yet, but I do know that it has a lot of features, and I want to show you what those features are once they become available. So if you own already a card like I do, a Decklink card with SDI, then maybe you want to watch next week's video. That's my my remark there. MT says it's good to make mistakes before the show to avoid these in the show. That is totally correct. Yeah, Keith. Why no? Yeah, Pro Presenter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's totally it. I'm trying to, well, I will be talking about Pro Presenter next week, and why I think it is a very good software to utilize for exactly what I'm doing right now, because it has certain possibilities that vMix lacks. But it's not a problem for the stream, but it's definitely a problem if you want to do something with local screens. So yes, Pro Presenter is indeed the software that I want to talk about next week. MT says, of course, I'm on the next show. I have the Thunderbolt enclosures in mind too, and also plans to build one. Okay, so yeah, so next week, I was expecting the enclosure to come today, or actually yesterday. However, it didn't came, so it's coming on Monday. Like they skipped the weekend, of course, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's the way it goes, right? And especially in these times, it takes a little bit longer to get stuff. Now that's not a big problem. However, that was the plan for this show, so that's the reason why I had to change it a little bit to vMix. But again, vMix is also a possibility. At least it's cheaper than Pro Presenter, that's for sure. Yeah, Keith, it was definitely good guessing. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's exactly Pro Presenter 7.7. So it's the latest and greatest. All right, I think, well, Well, I think that I have successfully managed to go through all of my steps, because indeed, what's next? I already told you a little bit because of the right guess of Keith. Pro Presenter 7 is a piece of equipment that I'm really considering to utilize for the church. We cannot use it one by one because it's all aimed towards English-speaking countries, so we do need to do a lot of tweaking for ourselves. However, I do think that it has quite a lot of added value for us as for the church, but it also has a lot of added value for corporate streams. So that is the reason why I'm really interested in it. And the Thunderbolt enclosure does work on my HP Omen laptop, and also hopefully in the future on my MacBook Pro, which I am still eyeing for to purchase. So let's hope that will happen, because then means that I'm actually finally going back to the Apple ecosystem. That is what I had in store for you today. Now let me check if there are any questions that I've missed today. No. Doesn't seem that I have missed anything. I'm checking. Oh, community internet, welcome all the way from Barcelona. Great of you to be here. Thank you so much for being here. Checking if I'm not if I didn't forget anybody. Clear Media Marketing, I did forget you. Sorry about that. Welcome all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, I think that I'm 100% there. Keith says it's a very... Wow. Stable. Well, this is another reason why you don't want to use a computer for streams, guys. There you have it. The best demo ever. It just crashed on me. It just crashed on us. So that's funny. So indeed, that's another reason why I wanted to avoid having computers as the main topic of your stream, because at least now I can still continue. Of course, this is also a computer, but it actually crashed on me. So that is really cool. Now I need to figure out why that happened, but that's not a reason. Anyway, oh, Mars, nice. What inclusion do you have in mind? Good question. Actually, I don't have it in mind. I actually bought it already. It is the Sonnet. Sonnet. Let me check. Thunderbolt. I need to find the real Sonnet. Is it Sonnet Tech? I think it's Sonnet Tech. Yeah. All right. Let me show you which one I've bought. So if you go here, I bought the Thunderbolt. PCI card expansion system. The Echo Express SE, this one right here. The SEL is too small. The card does not fit, even though it's a small card. So you do not want to use that one. But the SE1 does fit. So this is the one that I purchased right here. And it actually also has the possibility for Thunderbolt 4. So it's also future-proof, which is important because, like I said, I am also in the market for the new Apple MacBook Pro. Finally, after 9 years, I am updating my my system. So that is very nice. Mars, this time not Holyland. Yeah, indeed. That's funny. That I have to admit is very, very funny. And thank you, Keith, for the super chat. Really, really appreciate you for yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks. The Sonner 3. That's the one that you have on. Cool. Yeah, so that was what I had in store for you today, and yeah, I almost forgot to mention that indeed another reason why I want to get rid of having a computer at the very end of the chain is that these things happen, even though this was the first time in a very long time that I've seen that computer specifically hang. So there must be a reason for that I don't understand yet. Well, it happens, and this one also does not crash that often. So it's not that it's something that happens a lot, but does happen. And I'd better have this one crash and just don't have any lower third for just a minute than having the blue screen of death and basically not being able to do anything anymore. MT says that's what I have in mind too. Yep, gotcha. All right, that's all I have in store for you today. I hope that you liked it. I definitely was really appreciative that you were here, and I hope to see you next week. So next week, hopefully, I can start to build the Thunderbolt system, and hopefully I can show what it looks like on the HP Omen. At the moment I've not tested it, so it might not work, you never know. However, I'm pretty sure that if it doesn't work on the HP Omen, it will work on the Apple M1 MacBook Pro due to the big, the big performance improvements that they had on that system. Again, this is all I have in store for today. I will be back same time, same channel next week. And the week after, I am planning to start to create a video with regards to Thanksgiving. No, Black Friday and Christmas. So because Black Friday is of course coming very soon, and Christmas is also coming very soon. So I want to provide you what I think are good presents for yourself as a producer for 500 euros, 1,000 euros, and 1,500 euros. We all have had a very tough year, and I think that occasionally you want to come up with yourself and give you something nice. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. And if you have any ideas, then let me know in the comments below so that I can incorporate that. Veal says thanks Petra, and thanks MT for being a good moderator. He definitely is. Raoul is in the house. Welcome, Raoul. Sorry you're at the very end of the show, but go ahead and go back to the start. I hope that you will like it. I was late. Yep, you were, but that's okay. Marjolein said, learning heaps. Thank you so much, Petra, and all the participants on the chat. Yes, indeed, Marjolein, I totally agree. They are really awesome. We have a very awesome community of producers, and welcome to the group, Marjolein. Keith says, I will replay. Sorry for I was late. I will hate missing next week. I'll most likely doing the same build. Cool. Yeah, Keith. Let's try to help each other out, right? And well, MT, thanks again for being a very good moderator. That's all, again, that I have in store for you today. Thank you so much. Next week, again, we're talking about the Thunderbolt enclosure and what you can do with it. Then the week after, we will give like a buying guide for Black Friday, even though the pricing will not match the Black Friday pricing, but we'll give you some ideas. And of course, for Christmas. And then we will already start with the end of the year before you know it. I have seen that the end of the year we have December 25th and January 1st. Of course, both of those dates I am not going to go live due to the fact that I'm not going live during Christmas. I think that you guys have better things to do, and myself also, of course. And the same thing goes for the 1st of January. So those 2 weeks I will definitely be off, and maybe I will add an additional week before or after, but I will contact you later on that. Key says I will be on vacation next Saturday. That's cool. Well, have a great vacation. Again, I will also have a short vacation break during the Christmas and New Year's time frame. And Elon says, thanks, Petra. Have a great week. You too, guys. With that, I'll leave you. Bye-bye.